What up, though, humans? It's NerdyBoyDrew back with another video.
You wouldn't understand, it's a nerdy thing. My style and my swag, yeah, it's a nerdy thing. Bow ties and 4 eyes, yeah, it's a nerdy thing. My brain goes insane, yeah, it's a nerdy.
So today the video I am trying to do is the How Did I Become NerdyBoyDrew video. I got this idea from my good friend, my sister INDIGOYAJ. She just started her channel, so please go check out her channel. It's gonna be, if you click the eye up there, it's gonna be right there. And yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, and thumbs up on her videos. And yeah, so let's get to it. So basically, how I became NerdyBoyDrew, that's a funny story to tell. Well, not a funny story to tell, more like, okay, so my whole life music has been a big influence for me because I grew up with a mom who can sing and a dad who was passionate about rapping and stuff like that. So I already had like the musical background that helped me and influenced me and inspired me to do music. But when I was a little kid, I was all focused on like having fun and hanging out with friends, stuff like that. So I wasn't really so big on the making music part. Like I might sing along to a song on the radio or play some music around the house, stuff like that. Me and my mom would sing and me and my dad would have fun with music, but I never pictured myself actually making music of my own. But growing up, my dad is like a very, like I said, passionate about rapping. So like when I rode in the car with him, when he was working on a song or working on a rap or a verse or something like that, he would play the beat or the instrumental over and over again. So like anytime I rode with my dad, we never really got that opportunity to like listen to the real like radio station, the real radio songs most of the time, because whatever song or whatever verse he was working on at that moment would literally play in the loop for the car every time you got in it, like over and over again. He would just keep spitting the same verse and the same chorus until he get the whole song finished, and he didn't even have to write it all down, he would just spit it. So being a little kid, I thought that was so irritating because I wanted to listen to like the radio music and stuff like that. But actually, now that I grow up, I see like the creative process and stuff like that, and I see that that was actually cool, and that's what actually made me start doing music. But okay, I'm getting off topic. But basically, he used to do that, play music over and over again, over and over again, over and over again. So one day, I was just in the car on my phone, chilling in the passenger seat while he's sitting there doing this beat. And like he was doing the first verse, he kept doing the chorus. And the chorus he kept doing, it was like some show me the way to love ya, and I love it more than I love anything. It was just like, that was the first song I actually ever did. Like, my dad was sitting there doing the first verse and he kept doing the chorus, stuff like that, but he didn't never do the second verse. So while I'm over there, one day I got bored and I was like playing around with the beat, and I was like, let me just take some time to tell you how I feel. Yeah, we can take it slow. Baby, you're so surreal. So basically, I wrote a second verse, but I wasn't saying it real loud, but I was like mumbling it under my breath, stuff like that. And he was like, what you saying over there, blah, blah, blah. So he turned the music down so he can hear me. And like, yeah, and he liked it. And I did my own chorus and I did my own second verse. And that was the first song that I did. So like later that week, I think we went to the studio and we actually recorded that song, and I was on the second verse. And while I was sitting there listening, at first I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have fun in the studio. So I'll go in the studio, I'll record my verse, I'll record my chorus. But then when the producer, Killer Smooth, he was like messing around with it, making the song sound good and stuff like that, and I was listening to myself, and I'm like, I just recorded a verse, like I just recorded a song, like, wow, that sounds like good, like I like that. So then after we recorded that, for like that whole week, I just kept listening to the song over and over again.
Let me just take some time to tell you how I feel. Yeah, we can take it slow. Baby, it's so surreal. Maybe I'll just write in a note or put it in a song. Put a little bass, put a little treble, I don't know, just come and sing along. I need to compose my thoughts, yeah, before I speak, to get you to notice that you're so unique. And Nerdy Boy's the name. Ain't tryna play no games, don't mess around with lames. Just come and show me the way to love ya, and I love it more than I love anything. And show me the way to your heart, girl, and I'm on my way. way to love ya, and I love ya. But for the rest of my days, just show me the way to your heart. And girl, and I'm on my way. And girl, and I'm on my way.
Now, like listening to it now, I'm thinking back onto it now. It wasn't my best work, but it inspired me to actually want to put out better songs and actually better work. So that turned into me listening to the song that I recorded for that whole week, and then later that week asking my dad and begging my dad, can we go back to the studio, can we go back to the studio? And I got a beat, another beat, like just my own beat from Smooth. And it was called Not Normal, I think 9, if I'm not mistaken. And Smooth played it. And I'm sitting there listening to it. I'm like, I like this. But at first I'm just sitting there listening to it because I wasn't as like lyrical and like on the spot like I used to be. So I was sitting there listening to it. And then my dad was like in the chair next to me, and he just started saying, "Da-na-na-na-na-na, it's a nerdy thing. Da-na-na-na-na, it's a nerdy thing. Bye-bye, bye-bye, it's a nerdy thing." And I'm like, I like that. I was like, okay, cool. So I was like, you wouldn't understand. It's a nerdy thing. Da 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 da. It's a nerdy thing. Boo doo 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 doo. It's a nerdy thing. So as it actually like got caught in my head, I said, okay, I want the beat. So since my dad wrote the chorus, I just went home and I added in the other stuff. So I was like, you wouldn't understand. It's a nerdy thing. My style and my swag, it's a nerdy thing. So then, actually, I think I wrote It's a Nerdy Thing in like 2-3 days. A week? No. It took a week. Okay, I said a week. It took me a week to write It's a Nerdy Thing. And then later that day, later that week, it was a Saturday, and I was at DYC rehearsal, and we was all supposed to, after DYC rehearsal, we was all supposed to go to the movies and hang out and stuff like that. But like we got out of DYC rehearsal at 5, and I think the movie started at 8 or 9 or something. So I had Kyle, Alan, and Al in the car with me. And while we was all in the car, my dad get a phone call, and it's Smooth. He was like, hey, y'all trying to come to the studio? And my dad like, yeah, sure. So we knew we had like some hours to kill. So I was like, hey, y'all want to go to the studio with us? And everybody was like, yeah. So we went to the studio that Saturday, recorded It's a Nerdy Thing, and Al, Alan, and Kyle was actually in the background of the chorus chanting, it's a nerdy thing. It's a nerdy thing. And if you listen to like the end of the song, you hear somebody say, what? That was Al outside the studio because I opened the door and that was Al actually reacting to the song. And like, yeah, the rest is just like basically history. Like,
understand, it's a nerdy thing. My goals and my strong, yeah, it's a nerdy thing. Real smart with good heart, yeah, it's a nerdy thing. A goofball, my slip hard, yeah, it's and I could probably spit a rhyme. I'm highly educated, my grace and demonstrated. In the movies, nerds I hated, but the nerds the one who made it. Let's slow it down and bring it in. Real smart with good heart, yeah, it's a nerdy thing. Goofball, what's up, yeah, it's a nerdy thing.
Like, I didn't even know that was something that I wanted to do. Like, I know I struggle with like anxiety and depression, stuff like that. And I used to write stuff down and make poetry to help me like feel better and stuff like that and get it out. And most of that poetry and most of that writing down and stuff turned into actual songs. And I'm coming out with my album or EP, Thoughts of a Nerd. Like most of the songs that you guys will hear from that is from like the stuff I wrote down, the poetry or just everyday life experiences that I go through. So those are things like my everyday life and stuff like that has really inspired me to go face first into music or head first into music. And my parents have been so supportive and my friends and family have been so supportive as well. But yeah, like after It's a Nerdy Thing happened, like I just knew like, yeah, this is what I want to do. This is something that I'm passionate about. This is something that I want to get into. So ever since then, I've been writing music, recording music, performing, stuff like that. And yeah, and like nowadays, like I just write music and stuff like that. And if I ever get stuck, like I have writer's block and stuff like that, but if I ever get stuck or don't know what to think of, I can always go downstairs to my mama and be like, Ma, can you help me with this chorus or can you help me with this hook? And she'll listen to it. She's like, do ooh yeah, except for ooh yeah. And I'm like, okay, thanks, Ma. And that's how like it usually works. Or I can call my dad and be like, so how this sound, blah blah blah, and I spit it to him. I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. Okay, add a third verse and do this, and then you'll be good. So then like, it's like my friends, my family, like everybody work towards the common goal and they make sure that everything is good. Yeah, music has really been magical. It's really been something good for me. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I ain't got nothing else to say. But make sure you like, subscribe, and thumbs up this video. Wait, that's the same thing. If you thumbs up this video, you liking the video. So actually, you just gotta like and subscribe this video and follow me on my social medias. And yeah, so I don't know what else to say, but you know, stay focused, make your choices, and you know, stay nerdy. Bye. Peace.